Youth for Health, President Tinubu approves the establishment of National Health Fellows Program.
We upgraded this application through consultation with a wide spectrum of stakeholders, and it is now ready for use.
Transparency in governance. Federal government launches Go Live app to carry citizens along on performance evaluation.
The blue economy holds the potential to drive inclusive development, create employment opportunities, and alleviate poverty.
Sustainable Blue Economy Development. Stakeholders brainstorm on new technology strategies. Plus, Salah is now on Wednesday. Hello and welcome to the Network News. I am Olajide Bello. Joining me from Lagos is Michael Olale, and Musa Abakar is standing by for the business news segment. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Now we are moving straight to the palace of the Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, where our correspondent Dalhatu Abdullahi is standing by for an update on the moon sighting. Hello Dalhatu, what's the latest?
Hello, good evening and welcome to Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate. Exactly, we are at the Sultan Palace, and traditionally the Sultan Palace used to announce the commencement of Ramadan fast and also announce the ending of the Ramadan fast. Today, the 8th of April, is equivalent to the 29th day of Ramadan, and the first day to start looking for the new crescent of Shawwal. The National Moon Sighting Committee has submitted its report to the Sultan, indicating that it has not received any report from across the country indicating the sighting of the new moon of Shawwal. And the Sultan has accepted the report and agreed that, yes, the Ramadan this year will complete 30-day cycle on Tuesday, the 9th day of April 2024. The Salah Eid al-Fitr is coming up, according to the Sultan report released to the media men this evening, is on the 10th of April 2024. The President of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, the Sultan of Sokoto, traditionally is the center point of announcing the commencement and ending of Ramadan fast. So this year, the Ramadan fast is completing 30 days cycle.
All right, many thanks, Dalhatu, from the Sultan's palace there, keeping us up to speed. Many thanks. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has tasked the Assistant Inspectors General of Police, Commissioners of Police, as well as the Federal Capital Territory, intensify security measures during and after Edo Fitr celebration. A statement by the force indicates that officers and resources are to be deployed to critical locations, particularly Eid praying ground and recreational centers, while officers and men of the force have been directed to conduct a comprehensive assessment of areas prone to threats, implement rigorous stop and search procedures, conduct raids and identify black spots, and employ other anti-crime strategies aimed at maintaining peace and ensuring public safety throughout the country. Wishing Muslims a joyous and peaceful Salah celebration, the IGP urges them to embrace the spirit of the occasion while remaining vigilant and reporting all suspicious activities of persons to the police. The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Alibiu, has directed over 28,000 cooperatives of regular and special marshals to effectively cover 51 corridors during the Edo Fitri Special Patrol, which is expected to commence from 8th to 13th of April 2024. This directive is in view of the envisioned increase in vehicular movement and the need to make the highways safe by eliminating all variables that propel road traffic crashes, fatalities and injuries on the nation's highways. He congratulated the Muslim Ummah, wishing them a blissful, peaceful celebration. The Corps Marshal urges the motoring public to adhere to the lessons of Ramadan and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, beg your pardon, and NCDC says it has deployed more than 40,000 personnel. The Defense Corps spokesperson Babawale Afolabi says the move is to protect life and property and also to safeguard critical national assets. Afolabi indicates that the directive was prompted by prevailing security challenges and the need for proactive response to criminal activities. He also mentioned that the Corps would deploy both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches to instill peace and safety of all citizens across the country. In his determination to comprehensively upgrade existing primary healthcare centers and construct over 1,800 new primary healthcare centers across all local government areas in the country for accessible and qualitative healthcare delivery with the provision of new social accountability mechanisms, President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of the National Health Fellows Program, with young Nigerian fellows to be engaged in all the 774 local government areas in the country. The well-trained fellows will serve as fiduciary agents to monitor and track primary healthcare center development and performance, which is to be assiduously measured against all financial inflows to centers nationwide. The fellowship program will be domiciled in the sector-wide approach coordinating office under the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. The fellows will be recruited, remunerated and equipped with appropriate tools to track the performance of basic healthcare provision fund and support health facilities across the nation. President Tinubu, who is the African Union champion for human resources in healthcare, places faith in young Nigerians and expects that their engagement in this critical nation-building task, which also includes a daily monitoring and tracking of health performance in their locations, will usher in a new era of world-class service provision to all Nigerians in every part of the country. Meanwhile, as part of efforts to scale up routine immunization against polio and other child killer diseases, the federal government is enhancing synergy with Sokoto state government to ensure its success in the state. This came to limelight during the working visit of the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, to Sokoto State. Talhatu Abdullahi reports.
Here at the Specialist Hospital, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, is interacting with officials of Ministry of Health and donor agencies on ways to improve routine immunization in Sokoto State. The minister briefed them of the new Chief Executive Officer Gavi of Global Alliance Vaccines, whose mission is to assist the country to contain polio and related diseases.
Sokoto has all that it takes to be able to do better, both in terms of administrative coverage, but also even when it comes to survey data over time. And we're here to see how can we help you as a state government and alongside our partners like Gavi Alliance to make progress in ensuring that no child is left behind.
The entourage were at Arkilla Primary Health Clinic, one of the immunization centers in Wamako local government area. Professor Pate and entourage paid courtesy call on the State Deputy Governor Idris Muhammad Gobir, who appealed for the intervention of the Federal Ministry of Health in combating outbreak of a strange disease in Isa local government area.
We are working seriously with our developing partners so that we can change the previous narrative. And I believe the present report improved that, and it can show that the state government is serious about polio eradication and other disease-related issues in Sokoto State.
While in Sokoto, the minister paid homage to the Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar to introduce the new management team of the Global Alliance Vaccines Gavi to solicit support of the Sultanate Council.
We need to close gaps, we need to close blanks. We have been very close to one another in discussing issues affecting our people. We cannot decide on people's issues without sitting together to discuss them.
Earlier, the Chief Executive Officer Gavi, the Alliance for Vaccines, say they have special plans toward ensuring healthy children by reducing child mortality in the country. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And away from health, the presidency has reacted to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's allegations on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Rail Line project. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a statement says is an attempt by Atiku to misinterpret facts. It says that no Atiku's charging and utter disappointment. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway has been rightly praised for the huge economic impact it will create and how it will be a game changer, improving the quality of life of Nigerians, especially the economy of 9 coastal states. It will pass through. Importantly, the board will boost agricultural and tourism economy on a grand scale. The presidency points out that Atiku's statement only exposed his inadequacies and those of his team in getting the basic facts on an issue he badly seeks to nail the government. It explains that the contract that was awarded was that of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Rail, which was designed as part of the standard gauge national rail network and awarded on August 4, 2021 by the Federal Executive Council, presided over by former Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SCN, at the cost of $11.17 billion. The contract was to be completed in 6 years. The project didn't take off. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and Lagos-Calabar Coastal Rail, the statement says, are two distinct projects, and that it is unfortunate that the former Vice President is confused about the two projects. Now to the power sector. All the 10 mega transformers and mobile substations procured in the first phase of the federal government ZIMAN Project have arrived in Nigeria and are being installed in various parts of the country. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu said there is a renewed commitment by the present administration to complete the project to stabilize the grid and improve electricity supply. Joshua Ojito reports.
End in sight for decades-long challenges of grid stability, improved generation and supply of electricity in the country as federal government accelerate completion of ZIMAN's project. With setbacks on the implementation of the project, President Bola Tinubu saw the need to complete the project, and series of agreements were again signed with German government and Siemens for accelerated implementation. Now, the 10 mega transformers and mobile substations have arrived, with 5 transformers and 3 mobile substations installed in various locations across the country.
We have the presidential power initiatives, which we are actually carrying out to ensure that infrastructure are enhanced and improved across the sector, both transmission and the distribution sector. For distribution infrastructure deficiencies, we are installing new lines. We are reconducting the old lines. We are also introducing new injection substations and revamping the existing ones.
The second phase of the project is to upgrade 14 existing transmission substations, construction of 22 new substations. Also, 14,000 kilometers line will be upgraded and expanded to strengthen capacity of transmission network. On the distribution segment, the ZIMAN's project will upgrade 6,000 transformers and 22,000 kilometers line will be installed nationwide. It is expected that the completion of ZIMAN's project will increase generation capacity as well as strengthen transmission infrastructure to wheel power generated for distribution to end users. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And away from the power sector, to upscale engagement between governments and the citizens, an app known as Go Live has been launched to enable citizens track performances in ministries. Presenting the tracker, head of the unit and special advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination, Hadiza Bala Usman, says the app accommodates the 8 presidential priority areas. Haman Jabani reports.
The Citizen Deliverable Tracker is to enable citizens to actively participate in governance and afford every Nigerian the opportunity to oversee and report on project progress throughout the country. The tracker is meant to promote transparency and expand access to reporting on presidential priority policies.
The delivery tracker is an application which affords citizens the opportunity to view priority programs and projects of the federal government on their devices. We upgraded this application through consultation with a wide spectrum of stakeholders, and it is now ready for use. The CDCO also developed a reporting framework and template to accurately assess and report the performance of ministries, departments, and agencies.
And for me, the fact that the feedback will also be based on lived experience and eyewitnesses will make it all the more powerful and all the more real.
The presidential initiative also gives premium to education, health, and social investment as essential pillars of development. The aim of the presidential initiative is to improve governance for effective service delivery. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
You're watching the Network News. More reports when we return. Glad to know you're still there. The federal government has commenced the distribution of 42,000 tons of essential food commodities to vulnerable Nigerians across the country. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, flagged off the distribution exercise in Sokoto and appealed to sub-national governments to prioritize agriculture for food security. Saliu Gwanara reports.
It is less than 2 months when the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, amidst high cost of food commodities on behalf of the federal government, promised to unlock the National Strategic Food Reserve as deliberate efforts to close the gap of food shortage among the vulnerable ones due to government policies of economic transformation. Sokoto State, like others across the country, received a total of 26,404 50 kilograms bags of these essential food commodities.
I'm glad to also mention that the declining prices and increasing availability of food commodities in various markets across the Federation stems largely from the consistent strategic interventions of the federal government in the past weeks, namely, but not limited to, distribution also of 58,500 metric tons of milled rice, 30,000 metric tons of rice equally procured but warehoused in the interim.
I would want on behalf of government and good people of Sokoto State profoundly appreciate our amiable president for providing assistance to our people when it is most needed.
Members of the federal government delegation, including the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, acknowledged the nationwide exercise as a promise made and kept by a listening government.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said from the onset that whatever he will do, Nigeria and Nigerians will be first. And therefore, much as he's also doing that, he is also investing massively towards the production of agriculture, indeed contributing massively in the entire agricultural value chain.
20% of the food items due for each local government area should be given to the religious organizations, and 3% to be given to boarding schools in the local government areas.
Sokoto State government equally used the opportunity to complement federal government's gesture by adding rice to the food menu of the vulnerable beneficiaries. From Sokoto, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Now talking aviation safety and standards. With recent developments in the aviation sector, focus is now shifted to interagency collaboration to mitigate the challenges of air accidents in the country and to improve safety standards for the overall development of the country. It is in that regard that the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau and the African Aviation and Aerospace University Abuja signed a Memorandum of Understanding. Aliu Kabir reports.
The challenges of air crashes in Nigeria are significant and multifaceted, resulting in tragic loss of life, causing economic repercussions, including damage to airlines' reputations, loss of revenue, and loss of confidence in the sector. Improving safety standards and capacity building towards preventing recurrence of air accident is paramount, and this necessitates the interagency collaboration between the African Aviation and Aerospace University and the Nigerian Safety and Investigation Bureau, resulting to the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding.
The MOU is primarily for the purpose of facility sharing and capacity building, and it is an honor to have each and every one of us present here today to witness this execution.
This relationship between AAAU and NSIB has been characterized by warm support and mutual respect. We are committed to nurture and strengthen this bond in years ahead to come.
The partnership is expected to last for 4 years towards producing world-class graduates to fill in the gaps in the aviation sector for the overall development of the country. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And away from the aviation sector, the new Deputy Governor of Edo State, Omobile Marvelous Godwins, has promised to bring his experiences to bear, even as he promised to work with Governor Obaseki to enable him conclude his tenure successfully. This was his assurance shortly after he took his oath of office at the Government House. Good luck in Naine reports.
Inauguration of 38-year-old Omobile Godwin as the new Deputy Governor is coming few hours after the impeachment of the former Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu, who was accused of breach of oath of office by the State Assembly.
I, Omobile Marvelous Godwin, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
Governor Godwin Obaseki urged the new Deputy Governor to be of good courage and see his new office as a call to responsibility.
We make progress on our promise to finish strong for the benefit of our dear Edo people. We have, through consultations, selected Omobile Marvelous to take over the baton as the Deputy Governor of our dear state.
The 38-year-old engineer and a grassroots mobilizer described his new appointment as the act of God.
I said about my job description, there is already a plan, master plan. So as an engineer and as a politician, I will try to assist the governor to finish well in the remaining months of his administration.
For his new appointment, he served as a senior maintenance engineer at Dresser Wayne West Africa Limited, cutting his professional teeth in the operations in South-South area, providing top-notch services and growing the business in the region. He is an active politician and grassroots mobilizer. He was born in July 1986 and he is from Lakbese, Akoko Edo, local government area of Edo State. In Benin, good luck in NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu congratulates Minister of State for Youth Development Ayodele Olawande on his birthday. In a statement, the President commends the Minister for his fidelity to service, zest for excellence, and dedication to advancing salient matters affecting Nigeria's vibrant and treasured demography, the youth. President Tinubu wishes him a renewed strength and success in his service to the nation. In the same vein, President Bola Tinubu extends his congratulations to Aliu Babatunde Oduwole on his 80th birthday. President Tinubu describes him as an active citizen and believer in Nigeria's potential for greatness by embarking on many lofty advocacies to promote public accountability, peace and dialogue, wishing him good health and renewed vigor in his service to humanity. Time now to join Michael in Lagos to keep us up to speed with happenings from that zone. Good evening, Michael.
Good to see you, Olajide. The Ikeja Special Offences Court has remanded former Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Justice Rahman Oshodi gave the remand order after Emefiele and his co-defendants Henry Omole pleaded not guilty to 26-count charge bordering on abuse of office brought against them by the EFCC. Hingino John Adams reports.
Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele was arraigned at the Special Offences Court, Ikeja, over a 26-count charge bordering on abuse of office and allocation of billions of dollars. Emefiele and his co-defendant Henry Omoile pleaded not guilty to all counts. The defendants asked for bail pending the hearing and determination of the proceedings. Godwin Emefiele asked the court to grant him bail on self-recognizance pending the hearing and determination of his case, or that he be released to his counsel pending the determination of the case. His counsel argued that the court should consider his status and conduct since his arrest. He also urged the court to grant the second defendant the bail earlier granted him. The prosecution counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo SAN, did not oppose the bail applications. However, Justice Oshodi, after listening to the submissions of both counsels, remanded Emefiele in EFCC custody and the second defendant to the Ikoyi Correctional Center and adjourned the case till April 11 for ruling on the bail and commencement of trial. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
The Nigeria Customs Service says due diligence should be put into consideration when purchasing pharmaceutical products, citing the recent seizure of 15 cartons of unlabeled drugs in Ejebode as reason for caution. The controller of the Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Hussein Ejibunu, stated this while showcasing the agency's interventions to curbing smuggling within the 6 states of the Southwest Geopolitical Zone. It is another opportunity to send a strong note of warning to smugglers and their syndicates that the Nigeria Customs Service, in fulfilling its constitutional obligations, will not sacrifice public health and safety for unwholesome importation. And in matching words with action, these 15 cartons of unlabeled drugs worth 5.4 million naira were intercepted in a passenger vehicle at Ijebode, with the driver unable to identify its owner.
I had a personal experience of a particular drug that was taken by a relation upon arrival from UK, and after taking the drug, she passed on. And when postmortem was taken, it was said that that was the drug that killed her. This one now, if they take this one to the rural areas, it will be counting drugs. They will put it inside leather and they will be selling to people, unknown to them that they are taking poison.
A new trend that has become a source of worry for the Customs Service is the consumption of rice in different unhealthy manners, as seen in this instance. And the controller of the Federal Operations Unit Zone A wonders if the rice will be sold to the public.
Even look at the dashboard. For people to have an ingenious thinking of smuggling rice this way.
In the fourth quarter of the year, the customs said 206 items were seized with duty-paid value of about 3 billion naira, while 29 suspects were arrested. The unit equally generated 305 million naira from the issuance of demand notices, representing 67% of its entire target for 2024. Those are the reports.
Many thanks for being there. Let's now join Musa Abubakar for the business news.
Thank you, Jude. Let's now begin by telling you that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has directed all banks to stop accepting foreign currencies as collateral for naira-denominated loans. A statement by Acting Director of Banking Supervision of CBN, Adetona Adedeji, says the directive does not affect euro bonds issued by federal government of Nigeria or guarantees of foreign banks, including standby letters of credit. Adedeji said all loans currently secured with dollar-denominated collaterals, than as mentioned above, should be wound down within 90 days as failure to comply will attract sanction. Meanwhile, the Apex Bank said it has sold $10,000 to authorized BDCs at 1,101 naira to $1 and directed the operators to sell at a spread not more than 1.5% above the CBN rate. At Energy, U.S. crude oil futures fell Monday after Israel reduced its troop presence in Gaza. The West Texas Intermediate crude contract for May delivery fell 48 cents or 0.55% to settle at $86.43 a barrel. The June Brent contract lost 79 cents or 0.87% to settle at $90.38 a barrel. The equities market began the first weekday of trade on a bearish note as investors lose 220.8 billion naira. The all-share index fell 0.38% to close at the session at 103,047.23 basis points. A total of 397 million shares in 9,430 deals, corresponding to a market value of 7.06 billion naira, were traded. Today's data shows 78% decline in volume, 58% decline in turnover, but 11% improvement in deals. Equity capitalization fell to 58.3 trillion naira. Morrison Industries led the gainers with 9.91% share price appreciation, closing at 2 naira 33 kobo per share. But as a quick look at business news, Elijah Day is back to you.
Many thanks, Musa, and it's good doing business with you. Meanwhile, the Independent Media and Policy Initiative, IMPI, has said that the policy thrust of the President Bola Tinubu administration has set the stage for Nigeria to attain the status of a $1 trillion economy in the next 8 years. In a statement issued by its chairman, Niyi Akinshiju, the policy think tank argued that the administration's decision to partner with private sector players will make it a reality. It noted that recent policy initiatives, including the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund, RHIDF, the Presidential Economic Coordination Council, and the Embedded Economic Management Team, as well as the Emergency Task Force, will help change the tide of economic narratives of the country. The policy think tank also cited incessant underfunding of capital projects in annual budgets over the years and concluded that Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development will go a long way to redress the situation. It described the RHIDF as the outcome of critical thinking from a leadership that understands the place of infrastructure renewal and enhancement in enabling the driving economic growth, while comparing it to the United States' $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure signed into law by President Joe Biden 2 years ago. Stakeholders at a 3-day workshop in Abuja are brainstorming towards the formulation of national blue economy strategies for Nigeria to engender a sustainable blue economy development. Muplank Dakok reports that top amongst the strategies is the need to leverage new technologies towards utilizing blue economy in Nigeria.
Data shows that the blue economy in Africa currently generates 49 million jobs, which are projected to get to up to 57 million by 2030. Stakeholders at this workshop are, however, worried by the challenges to the blue economy, which include environmental degradation, overexploitation, and climate change. The idea is to figure out ways to surmount these challenges.
Nevertheless, amidst these challenges lie tremendous opportunities for innovation and growth. The blue economy holds the potential to drive inclusive development, create employment opportunities, and alleviate poverty.
Representatives from the African Union and the ECOWAS, as well as Nigeria, emphasized the use of new technologies towards achieving robust blue economy for the continent.
We need political commitment. The political commitment will give you the way or the will to be able to move forward. And the political commitment that led to the more kind of the drive of blue economy
The workshop is expected to define priority issues for the development of national blue economy strategy for Nigeria. In Abuja, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
And on infrastructure maintenance, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has shut down the International Conference Center Abuja to allow for the commencement of rehabilitation works. The minister handed down this directive when he inspected the facility in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu completes the story.
You know how we got this place? It was a mild drama that ensued between the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and the Integrated Management Services Limited, the former contracting firm managing the International Conference Center. Thereafter, the minister inspected the holding room, the gallery, and other sections of the center, expressing displeasure over the poor state of the facility with a directive to suspend all bookings until after the renovation works.
No right-thinking human being for an international location of that nature will see the state of this facility and will be happy. In fact, during that inauguration, Mr. President called my attention. Even the lighting system was so poor. We have gone around. You and I know that it is unacceptable. There's no way we can accept this as an international conference center. You can call it a conference center, but not international. There's no standard compared. So we decided that we can't continue to be embarrassed in this way. So we're sorry to announce this. Every booking meant to be used here is cancelled because we'll start immediate rehabilitation of this center.
The rehabilitation work is expected to last 7 to 8 months. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Another break beckons. More reports were written service to Allah and humanity. A renowned Islamic cleric, Grand Mufti of Ilori Emirate, Sheikh Suleiman Farouk Onikijipa, gave the admonition in a Ramadan lecture to mark 1 year remembrance and special fidal in honor of the late visionary and founder Islamic Mission for Africa and the Crescent University Abeokuta. Lekon Agbonde reports.
This gathering of Islamic Ummahs, family and friends was a 2-in-1 engagement, a special fidal for the repose of his soul, and Ramadan lecture with the theme Sustaining George Bola Ajibola's Remarkable Islamic Legacy, Their Way Forward. The guest lecturer, Dr. Sulaiman Farouk Onikijipa, advised the gathering to make themselves worthy of rewards on earth and hereafter via worship of Allah and good work that will last long after their departure from earth. He also admonished them to impact their world through good deeds and selfless service, just like the late Prince Ajibola, who impacted humanity by establishing the Islamic Mission for Africa and a university.
All these positions will not take you to hereafter. It's a good legacies and propagation of ideals with the fear of God, with a friendly, humble disposition to human beings in general. He was a very approachable and accessible person, and he had a very high sense of responsibility in everything he did.
All he loves doing was service. Service to God, service to humanity.
The legacy of Prince Bola Ajibola is that of IMA and Crescent University Abeokuta, the first Islamic university in Nigeria.
As you have heard this morning from people who also feel attracted and attached to the projects that are going on, and by the grace of God, with that support and all our efforts, things should move in the right direction.
Prince Bola Ajibola died during the month of Ramadan exactly a year ago at the age of 89 years, while his legacies and contributions continue to radiate various spheres of endeavors edifying humanity. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde,